for a new socialist republic in North America that would replace the US Constitution once we overthrow this monstrosity of a system. So come learn about that. If you've been played your whole life to believe that this country is great, and maybe there's something that sickens you about the history of this country, but you think that there's not anything else that's possible, come learn about that. Yeah, go fuck yourself. Yeah, that's what this fool is saying, because his head is so inside of the crimes of this fucking system that he's willing to uphold this shit. He's willing to uphold this criminal, monstrous system and all the crimes it commits. Well, we're here to reject the crimes that this system commits here and all over the world.
I've had it.
That's right.
It's an American day.
But let's keep chanting. America was never great.
America was never great.
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Slavery, genocide, and war.
Slavery, genocide, and war.
5, 6, 7, 8.
5, 6, 7, 8.
America was never great.
America was never great.
America was never great.
America was never great.
All right, so once again, we are the RevComs. Whoa, we are the RevComs. That's why we're doing mic check, y'all. We are the RevComs. We're getting organized for revolution to overthrow this whole system. So we're inviting you, if you wanna, if you're here celebrating July 4th and you know about some of the shit that this country has done, but you're kind of like, oh, maybe I'm not okay with all that, but I still think that this country's great. Come join this rally. Come hear what the reality of what this country and what this flag represents. The lies that you've been told. Again, this is why we're doing my the lies that you've been told to go along with, that this country is the greatest, that USA is number one. Well, yeah, number one oppressor and exploiter in the world. So once again, on July 4th, we are here in Philadelphia with this message. America is nothing to celebrate. America was never great.
America was never great.
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Slavery, genocide, and war.
Slavery, genocide, and war.
5, 6, 7, 8.
5, 6, 7, 8.
America was never great.
America was never great.
America was never great.
America was never great.
That's right, I'm seeing our comrade here holding our proclamation. We are the RevComs. We are working for a real revolution and a whole new emancipating way to live. People should get your hands on that. Learn what this revolution is about. This is a message to everyone who can't stand the world the way it is, who is sick and tired of so many people being treated as less than human. Learn about this revolution, step into this revolution, and be part of fighting to bring into being a whole different future. And we will, in the rally, we will get more into what that future looks like, and bringing out the reality that this world does not have to be the way it is today. We don't have to go along with all the crimes and swallow our rage and accept what this country does here and all over the world, because we are told that nothing else is possible, that all you can do is just try to fix this constitution, to try to use it, or to try to cling on to the normal channels, the voting. If we've been told this all the time, if you feel so strongly about this, you should run for office.
Hell no.
Exactly, hell no. We're here because we are taking responsibility to make revolution, to overthrow this whole system at the soonest possible time.
Right.
Okay, so we're told we're ready. So let's get this going. All right, so welcome everybody. My name is Michelle Chai. I'm a leader in the Revolution Clubs. I'm the Revolution Club in Los Angeles, and I'm here in the East Coast to be part of this important moment when revolution becomes more possible, to put this message before society that America is nothing to celebrate, that we don't have to live this way, that there is the possibility of a whole different world, and that we have a constitution that can replace this U.S. Constitution, a slave owner's constitution. We have a constitution that is geared towards working towards the emancipation of all humanity, not just Americans, but the people of the world. And this is the message that we are here to deliver on July 4th. On this day when you are told to celebrate the quote-unquote greatness of this country, when you are told to cover yourself in red, white, and blue and celebrate the supposed greatness of this country. And yeah, they tell you, yeah, there's been some things here and there that we're not so proud about, but really, you can be part of changing this by voting, by running for office, and by not losing faith in this greatest country in the world. But they don't tell you what the foundation of this country is. Slavery, genocide, and all the way down to today, the invasions of people all over the world. Those are our brothers and sisters. Their blood of our brothers and sisters is what is dripping on this American flag that you are waving today, that you are told to hold up and to respect, to stand up and to put your hand right over your heart and pledge allegiance to it. And we're here to say, America is nothing to celebrate. America is nothing to celebrate, and especially in this moment when we have something radically different. A constitution written by Bob Avakian, revolutionary leader, who's dedicated his life to going to work for revolution and going to work on the problems of how we can bring into being a different society after the overthrow of this system, and put in its place a society that would be geared towards the emancipation of all of humanity. Where day one, after the revolution, these murdering police that go around in the streets and harass and chase after and brutalize and even murder our black and brown brothers and sisters will no longer be allowed to go and carry out that shit. The thing that stands in the way is this system. And that is why we, the RevComs, Revolutionary Communists, are determined to bring forward what is required. The millions of people that are losing allegiance to this fucking monstrous system, that are ready to put it all on the line to go up against this system, this monstrosity of a system with all of its violence and repression, and bring that motherfucker down. To abolish that goddamn system and establish this constitution for a new socialist republic in North America, and take the responsibility to lead a whole different society where, again, being black no longer means you walk down the street with a target in your back. This constitution, enshrined in it, is the right for women to have an abortion, because it is geared to putting an end to the oppression of women, the male supremacy, and all of the shit of what it means to be a woman in this society that women can't even begin to imagine. What it could feel like to walk down the streets and not have to look over your shoulder because you're afraid that somebody's going after you and might rape you. This is what I'm holding in my hand. A constitution for a new socialist republic in North America. In this moment, things in society are ripping up, where there are big openings that provide us with the opportunity to seize on to bring this whole system down. And that is why we are here on July 4th, to struggle with people, to challenge with people, and to dig their hand right out the sand to look at the reality of what this country means. That we have an opportunity that we have not had, an opportunity of a lifetime to bring this whole system down and bring something much better into being. This is why we are here, in front of Constitution Hall, Independence Hall, whatever you want to call it, the scene of the crime, where our great founding fathers, we are told, took on the task to debate and sign this greatest of all documents. This document that gives the freedom for these pigs to carry out murder. This Constitution that is now giving the freedom for these white supremacists, open, misogynist, xenophobic, to go openly after LGBT people, after women. We're seeing the right to abortion taken away. We're seeing law after law and state after state against our trans youth, against our LGBT youth. We have to stand up and oppose this shit as part of getting prepared to bring down this whole system that gave birth to these fascists. There's nothing great about America, and on July 4th, America is nothing to celebrate. We demand a whole different way to live, a fundamentally different system, and that is what we are determined to bring into being at the soonest possible time. And that is what you all are here representing and learning about and hearing about and goddamn stepping into, okay? Because we don't have a lot of time. So again, welcome everybody. We're aiming to put this revolution before thousands of people. This is why we are here. To let people know that we don't have to continue to live this way. And that's what you're gonna hear today in this rally. And we're gonna bring out in dramatic ways what is the ugliness of what this Constitution and this system that we are currently living under makes it intolerable to live under, and what is radically different about this Constitution that I've been talking about. So I want to start off by bringing our first speaker up. Give me 1 second. Annie Day, who is a part of the National Tour for Revolution. She is a follower of Bob Avakian. So give it up for Annie Day.
All right, y'all. Beautiful people on an ugly ass day that we're going to reclaim for humanity. So listen to the opening words of this declaration from the RevComs. We need and we demand a whole new way to live, a fundamentally different system. In the name of the people, the billions in this country and throughout the world who are treated as less than human, enslaved, exploited, oppressed, terrorized, brutalized, and murdered by the police, and slaughtered by the armed forces of this system we're now forced to live under, this system of capitalism, imperialism. In the name of humanity, the billions in all parts of the world who are denied a decent life and a future worth living in, or any future at all, threatened with literal extinction because of the destruction of the environment by this system and the danger of nuclear war between the US and its rivals in Russia and China, all of them ruthless imperialist powers. We can no longer afford to allow these imperialists to continue to dominate the world and determine the destiny of humanity. And it is a scientific fact that humanity does not have to live this way. A whole different way of living is possible. A whole different way to organize society with a radically different economic foundation and political system. Emancipating relations among people and an uplifting culture. All of this oriented to meeting the basic needs and fulfilling the highest interests of the masses of people with the urgency that this situation requires. We declare and demand the existing capitalist imperialist system and its institutions of government in this country must be abolished and dismantled and replaced by a new socialist system based on the Constitution for the new socialist republic in North America. Those are the opening words of this declaration. I said a new socialist system based on the Constitution for the new socialist republic in North America. And this Constitution, as Michelle said, written by the revolutionary leader Bob Avakian, provides a sweeping vision and a concrete blueprint for a world free of the slave chains of this system, based on class, race, sex, gender, all relations in which one part of humanity is subordinated and dominated by others, not just here, but all over the world. What does a revolution aimed at defeating the violent enforcers of this system, abolishing this system, what does it make possible? We need and we demand a whole new way to live. A fundamentally different system breaks this down. It makes possible a whole new dimension of freedom and the rights of the people. A whole different economy to meet fundamental needs and serve highest interests. Eliminating discrimination, inequality, and oppression in every form. Education that actually educates, that empowers the masses of people. Healthcare to serve the people. Abolishing nuclear weapons, finally abolishing war, and systematically addressing the environmental crisis. Now compare that to the US Constitution, to the dog-eat-dog system that Constitution provides the legal framework for. Are the masses of people free under this system?
Hell no. Hell no.
Well, they're free to be exploited if their labor enriches the power and wealth of the small class of capitalist exploiters, and free to go homeless and hungry if they can't. Are the masses of people free?
No.
Well, they're free to live like a parasite on the sweat and the blood of our sisters and brothers around the world, slaving right now in sweatshop conditions in the factories, the mines, and the farmlands of our planet. They're free to pull a lever every few fucking years to choose between oppressors, vicious fascists on the one hand, war criminal Democrats on the other, that are right now facing off with Russia and China in a way that could lead to all-out nuclear annihilation and the extinction of our species. But you are not, and you can never be free to come together with others to shape the future society in the direction of ending all oppression, ending all exploitation everywhere. Because that requires a revolution, a different system, with a whole different constitution, a constitution for the new socialist republic in North America. And if you have not read this constitution, then you don't know what's possible. There has never been anything like the vision, the plan, the scope, and the space in this constitution. And if you haven't dug into Bob Avakian's work, the new communism that he's developed, the science, the strategy, the method for making revolution, then you do not know what is possible. Look, we are small here today. We know that. But we recognize that we're acting in a society where the entire fabric is being ripped apart, where this system is coming apart at its seams, and we know that we can grow from small to large quickly. These have to get out everywhere. This message, this call, this declaration has to reach everyone. To get people, to challenge them, to inspire them, to raise their sights above the scraping and the surviving, above my country, my identity, me. To get people to act in the name of the people, to think in the name of humanity, to make this a demand of millions, reaching into, awakening the deepest aspirations to be rid of this soul-crushing, people-devouring, earth-destroying system. Now is the time, with the revolution more urgently necessary and more possible. With two fundamentally opposed futures facing off, something terrible, and you see it in these fascists that are squealing USA #1, something terrible or something truly emancipating. So which future will you choose? Now I want to end with where this declaration closes. And it says, all this is not just a dream or a wish. It is what is possible. It is what is necessary in the interest of the masses of people in this country and the great majority of humanity, and for the future of humanity as a whole. All this is why there's an urgent need, and we boldly dare to demand. And we call on all those who hate injustice and hunger for a society and a world where people can fully thrive. and give the fullest expression to their humanity, to join in making this the demand of millions and tens of millions, a demand which can finally be made a reality through the fearless, the determined struggle of those millions and tens of millions. The existing capitalist imperialist system, its institutions of government in this country must be abolished and dismantled and replaced by a new socialist system based on the Constitution for the new socialist republic in North America, the RevComs.
Okay, thank you, Annie Days. So now I'm gonna bring up Carl Dix, who is a follower of the revolutionary leader Bob Avakian. In 1970, Carl refused orders to Vietnam and spent two years in Fort Leavenworth. So give it up for Carl Dix.
Thank you for that introduction, Michelle. Today, we are here to declare that we reject America and everything it stands for, and that we are determined to bring into being a world without America and everything that it represents. Now, they tell us today is the day to celebrate America. Well, I say, what the fuck is there to celebrate? You want to celebrate African people being dragged to these shores in slave chains? You want to celebrate the theft of the land from the native inhabitants? You want to celebrate the genocide that was carried out against them? And it ain't just historical crimes, because the U.S. has remained true to that legacy right down to today. So do you want to celebrate the system's pig police being unleashed to terrorize, brutalize, and even murder black people and other oppressed people? Do you want to celebrate black people and others being warehoused in prisons all across the country? Ain't shit to celebrate in that. Do you want to celebrate voting rights for black people being under attack? The right to abortion being taken away from women? LGBTQ rights being under attack all across the country and at the national level? None of that deserves any celebration. And let's be real clear about this, because you could say, well, look, Carl, those were problems, but the Constitution provides you a way out of that. Bullshit! All of those horrors, slavery, genocide, theft of land, all of that was constitutional. This country's foundational documents, the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, legitimized and justified all of that. Now, if this savagery was the only thing, the savagery targeting black people in this country was the only thing wrong with this country and this system, that would be reason enough to want to get rid of it through a real revolution. That's right. And it is not the only reason. I mean, America has invaded and plundered countries all around the world. It has unleashed baby-killing death squads, overthrown governments everywhere. It has subjected women here in this country and around the world to male domination. It is dragging the world towards global war with nuclear weapons, and it is leading the charge to devastate the environment of this planet. All of those come together as reasons why we need to make revolution. The revolutionary leader Bob Avakian has said, we can no longer afford to allow these imperialists to continue to dominate the globe and determine the future of humanity. They must be gotten rid of as soon as possible. And he's led us in being clear on what the way is to do that. through a real revolution. And now is the time to really get busy going to work, getting ready and in position to make that revolution. And he spoke to this. This is a time when revolution becomes more possible because of the divisions at the top, the infighting that's tearing the country apart at the seams, the splits all the way down through society. That's actually creating an opening that we can and must seize on to put revolution on the map. Because we can't leave people to the choice of, well, do I get with the fascists? Oh no, I don't want to get with them because they got an onslaught coming on. I got to get with the Democrats who have no answer to the fascist onslaught. We got to put a real alternative out there, and that would be this revolution being put on the map this year in 2023. Let me close with the title of the proclamation, the title and subtitle. We are the RevComs. We are working for a real revolution and a whole new emancipating way to live. To everyone who can't stand the world the way it is, everyone who is sick and tired of so many people being treated as less than human, you need to get with this revolution. Join the RevComs in putting revolution on the map. Thank you. Almost forgot. I got to introduce the next speaker. Our next speaker is going to be Charles from the New York City Revolution Club.
Yeah!
Thank you, Carl. Comrade. Okay. This is terrible what's going on in the world, especially in Haiti. We'll know that. I'm here not to celebrate July 4th. I'm here to let people all over the world, America is nothing to celebrate. America is nothing to celebrate. I repeat that. For revolting barbarity and shameless hypocrisy, America reigns without a rival. We demand a one new way to live, a fundamentally different system. The US is the #1 capitalist imperialist exploiter and oppressor in the world. This system is the source of all the outrages and madness that people are subject to here and around the world. The system poses a growing threat to the future of humanity. We can no longer stand to live this way. Let us not cover up the truth. The U.S. was founded in slavery, has perpetrated genocide against Native American people, invaded, occupied, and stagecoached throughout the world, dropped nuclear bombs, napalm-forming villages, trained legions of baby-killing death, squad assassinated leaders they did not like, terrorized wedding parties with drone bombings, and now bring humanity closer to the brink of catastrophic, even nuclear war with the imperialist rival in Russia and China. And they are lie about every bit of this in the name of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Again and again, this is terrible. Now, let's make a short travel to my country. I was born in Haiti. I'm from Haiti, but like I said all the time, I'm a citizen of the world. I will fight against this system everywhere it is. I spent 5 years in Mexico. I struggled with them. I spent a couple years in Dominican Republic, the St. Charles. Since 1978, I'm here, 11th of May, fighting against this system. Everywhere this system is, I will fight against it. It's kind. The United States occupation of Haiti began on July 28. 1915, when 330 U.S. Marines landing at Port-au-Prince, Haiti, after the National City Bank of New York convinced the President of the United States, Woodrow Wilson, a Democrat, to take control of Haiti, politically speaking and financially speaking. The invasion subsequent occupation was promoted by growing American basis interests in Haiti, especially the National City Bank of New York, which had withheld funds from Haiti and paid rebels to destabilize the nation through the Bank of the Republic of Haiti, with an aim at inducing American intervention. During the occupation, Haiti had 3 new presidents, while the United States ruled as a military regime through martial law. This is terrible. Led by Marines. 2 major rebellions against the occupation occurred, resulting in several thousand Haitians killed. More than 12 Haitian people have been killed by the U.S. Marine, and numerous right violations, including torture and summary execution by Marines. A COFRE, which is a system of forced labor, was used by the United States for infrastructure project that resulted in hundreds of thousands to death. Under the occupation, most Haitians continued to live in poverty, while American personnel were well compensated. They continue to kill people in Haiti. Until now, all the gangs, all the guns came from Florida. I was in the U.S. Army 6 years. I saw with my own eyes M16, M60, M72, even M203 in the hands of the gangs, killing people every single day. Like I said, to Haitian people, the gangs belong to USA. Because we, as Haitian people, we don't make guns. And more than that, we got an embargo over all guns. We cannot buy guns. This is terrible. During this occupation, the U.S. Marine killed Charles Peral. What was the leader? Who was the leader of the rebellions against U.S. Marine? They killed the guy and they put the body in the street during many hours. And they did the same thing about, the second one, which is Benoit Abatraville. They killed him also and put the body during many hours on the street. And for the first time in the military history of US, they associate army and aviation, and then they kill a lot of people in Cap-Haïtien. They kill a lot of people in Grande Rivière du Nord, in many other cities. America continues to make crimes all over the world. All over the world. Now, it is time for the revolution. Time is now. We must organize. This has been, like you said, this system cannot be reformed. It must overthrown, and I would say it must totally destroy to replace that system by a better system. Because we need our peace.
That's right.
All right, how are we feeling out there?
All right.
I said, how are we feeling out there?
All right.
As so many other people have said, this is such a beautiful crowd on an ugly and horrific day. I did it. They want us to commemorate this slave-holding nation and its slave-holding constitution. Fuck that. We have our constitution. that can break a way to a whole new liberating world that we can all be in. I'm going to share a quote from Bob Avakian about imagining a world without America, but I want to share a couple words first. Is that all right? Because there's nothing to celebrate about America. What it does here and around the world, we reject what America has done and what it does every single day. What that ugly red, white, and blue flag represents, when that flag is on, armed forces going overseas, on drones carrying bombs to bomb Afghanis who are afraid to look up in the sky, that same flag on the lapel pin of murdering police, brutalizing and murdering black and brown people all around this country, we say hell no to that.
Hell no!
Because it doesn't take looking very far to understand that this system has no future. From abortion to the environment to mass incarceration and police murder, America is number one. This is what they say all the time, but number one in what? Number one in murdering black and brown people. Number one in despoiling the environment. Number one in mass incarceration. Number one in sending women back to the patriarchal motherfucking Stone Age. That's what America is number one in. America is like a terrible friend that just whooped your ass and is asking how are we going to celebrate my birthday tomorrow. America is a massacre asking how should we commemorate it. America is a slave master asking for a fucking anniversary. A serial killer asking to add another candle on its birthday cake. Well, we got a fucking candle for this country right here. Is that right? Because there is a future that we need to celebrate. Working for an actual revolution to get out of this shit. To overthrow this system and emancipate all of humanity. We need and we demand a whole new way to live. And that's what we're bringing out with our Constitution. You can compare it to theirs. Take it out and compare it. Run the notes. But the first thing we need to do is imagine a world without America. So from Bob Avakian, from Basics, which everybody can get, anyone who hears the sound of my voice can access, you can go to revcom.us to check out as well. But this is from Basics in the first chapter. If you conceive of a world without America, without everything America stands for and everything it does in the world, then you've already taken great strides and begun to get at least a glimpse of a whole new world. If you can envision a world without imperialism, exploitation, oppression, and the whole philosophy that rationalizes it, a world without divisions into classes, or even different nations, and all the narrow-minded, selfish, outmoded ideas that uphold this. If you can envision all this, then you have the basis for a proletarian internationalism. And once you raised your sights to all this, how could you not feel compelled to take an active part in the world historic struggle to realize it? And why would you lower your sights to anything less?
So what you just heard was the words of Bob Avakian, this rare and precious leadership that we have in this moment, that we have not had, that has actually dedicated himself to his life to actually bringing forward a strategy for how we can overthrow this whole system. And again, as I said earlier, he is the author of this Constitution. He is the author and architect of a new communism, studying past revolutions and actually summing up those experiences and going forward, how we can get to a world beyond all forms of exploitation and oppression, where people no longer have to live in a world where everything, our clothes, the food we eat, everything is on the basis of exploitation, and can bring that alive in a very visceral way. And I want to point people to to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/therevcoms. Go and engage this revolutionary leader who gave a series of interviews this past fall. The host of the show, brought alive who this person is, his deep, love for humanity and hatred for this system. So y'all should go and watch that and spread that interview everywhere. All right, so as people could see, this is the Constitution of the United States of America. That's right. In the name of humanity, we demand the abolition of this system and its constitution that keeps freedom within the killing confines of the property, power, and rule of a vicious class of exploiters. No more! We demand a new system based on the Constitution for the new socialist republic in North America that expands and protects the rights of the people, that protects and promotes people's rights to speak out and speak their minds, to dissent and protest, and to express themselves intellectually and artistically on a whole new level. We demand what is utterly unthinkable under this system, a government and institutions that empower the masses of people to take ever-increasing responsibility for a society moving to end all exploitation, all discrimination, and all oppression.
We demand the abolition of this system and its constitution that protects the rights of capitalists to exploit and spit out workers for more profit here and around the world, while denying people even the most basic right to eat. No more! We demand a radically different economy that guarantees employment, where we can work cooperatively and creatively to meet the great needs of society, where technology and resources will serve the betterment of humanity, not the profits and competition of capitalist parasites.
We demand the abolition of the capitalist imperialist system with its constitution that gives police the right to murder black, brown, and other people of color, and gives its genocidal military the right to slaughter millions, to enforce America's right to dominate and plunder the world. No more! This system must be replaced. We demand a new socialist system based on the Constitution for a new socialist republic of North America, where the police and security forces actually protect the rights of the people. We demand a whole new system that supports the struggles of people around the world for emancipation. We demand the abolition of this system, its constitution, and its fascist-dominated Supreme Court that outlaws affirmative action in education and reaffirms and reinforces white supremacy as a defining feature of what we, the people, really means. We demand the establishment of a new system based on the Constitution for a new socialist republic of North America that actually educates people about the true history of this country, that promotes intellectual curiosity and critical and scientific thinking to understand and change the world, and that gives special attention and devotes resources to overcoming the legacy of slavery and discrimination in education and everywhere in society.
In the name of humanity, we demand the abolition of this system that opposes and degrades women at work, in the culture, everywhere, that has stripped women of the ability to control their reproductive destinies. We demand the abolition of this system that demonizes, attacks, and denies the humanity of LGBTQ people. We say no more! We demand the establishment of a new system based on the Constitution for the new Socialist Republic of North America that guarantees the full rights of LGBTQ people and women, including the fundamental right to abortion and birth control. We demand a whole new way of living that is challenging and breaking the chains of patriarchy and enslaving traditions of gender.
The planet is on fire. We demand the abolition of this capitalist imperialist system that plunders and destroys the environment for profit. We are on the brink of world war and nuclear holocaust that can wipe out humanity. This system must be replaced as soon as possible. We demand the establishment of a new system based on the Constitution for the new Socialist Republic in North America that will not develop or use nuclear weapons and that will struggle to abolish nuclear weapons everywhere and work to put an end to war itself. We demand the establishment of a new socialist system that can urgently address the environmental crisis and protect the planet. Imagine a world without America and everything it stands for and does in the world. No, just leave it there. Leave it there and expose that shit, because this literally is dripping with the blood of the people of the world and everything that this Constitution represents. So look, we're gonna move to end the rally, and we're gonna march right to the doorstep of the scene of the crime. And before we do that, I'm gonna say a couple words. Because this is why we are here today, as Jamel and other people, Carl, Charles, everybody that got here on this mic brought out the reality of what this country represents. And I wanna show people. I wanna show people so that you can visualize this and see what this flag represents, that flies all over the world. As Jamel said, the people in other parts of the world that have to look over their heads. I was reading about wedding parties. You know, can you imagine, right? You're getting married to somebody you love and you bring together all your family and all your friends and you're having a great time. And here comes a fucking drone plane and drops a bomb on your whole party, and all the people that you brought together are completely destroyed. And the actual details, you know, there's an American crime series on revcom.us that people should go read, and I was reading that and thinking about, and it puts it in detail so that people can actually understand the kind of things that you see in fucking horror movies, the crimes, the fact that you have a country that has dropped the only nuclear bomb in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and the details that American crime series goes into. People's eyeballs melted in their eye socket, their skin literally falling off, their flesh dripping. This is like the monstrosity of what this country and what this flag represents. This flag deserves no respect.
That's right.
There's nothing worth upholding about a system that has this flag, this red, white, and blue, stitched on the uniform of the pig police when they pull over somebody for being black, when they throw you to the ground and tell you to shut up and even call you the N-word, and then put a gun to the back of your head and shoot you if that's what they see needed. And then all their fellow pigs with this same fucking rag stitched on their uniform applaud you for doing the work that they're just itching to carry out their goddamn self. This flag that flies all over the fucking world. No, fuck this flag.
That's right.
That flies the world in drones and drops bombs and again incinerates whole villages and people that can't even defend their little children. All the shit that gets used in this country, everything from the very cell phone that we have in our hand, the minds, the little children that can't even begin to imagine what it means to have a childhood. That it is this country, that it is this imperialist system that takes factories overseas and exploits people there. There is nothing to uphold and celebrate about this imperialist rag that is dripping with the blood of the people of the world. I want you to picture, literally right here to our left, there's an installation about the fact that these very same founding fathers owned slaves. And when you think about what it means for you, if you're a slave, for your child to be ripped off of your arm and be sold just because you're black. And then they say, well, we ended slavery. But then they unleash the Ku Klux Klan and to go and carry out that kind of mob to go over and bring people. Look, y'all, we're here to say that America is nothing to celebrate. Don't get drawn into bullshit. We're here to send a message. We're here representing the interests of the people of the world. We are here to say that America is nothing to celebrate. And anybody that wants to uphold this, that is willing to fight somebody to defend this flag, is celebrating slavery, is upholding slavery and the brutality of people. This is why we say, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Slavery, genocide, and war.
5, 6, 7, 8.
America was never great.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Slavery, genocide, and war.
5, 6, 7, 8.
America was never great.
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 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Slavery, genocide, and war.
Slavery, genocide, and war.
5, 6, 7, 8.
5, 6, 7, 8.
America was never great.
America was never great.
America was never great.
America was never great.
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Slavery, genocide, and war.
Slavery, genocide, and war.
5, 6, 7, 8.
5, 6, 7, 8.
America was never great.
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 They treat their fucking flags like if there is something so, so sacred to defend and uphold. But the reality is that this flag is dripping with the blood of our brothers and sisters all over the world. It's the flag that these fascists wave when they tell you to shut up and not oppose the crimes that this system commits. It is the flag that they wave in front of school board meetings who dare to say that June is Pride Month, that dare to fight for the rights of LGBT people. This is why we say America is nothing to celebrate. For revolting barbarity and shameless hypocrisy, America reigns without a rival. There is nothing worth upholding and celebrating. And we, the RevComs, are determined to bury this monstrosity of a system in this flag and put in its place a constitution for a new socialist republic in North America that would give people rights, that would defend people's rights to speak out and oppose this socialist society, and would open up debate and discussion instead of coming down with the arm of of repression like we know this system does. So here we go. America is nothing to celebrate. So repeat after me, as this rag that does not represent the people of the world goes up in fucking flames. America is nothing to celebrate.
America is nothing to celebrate.
We demand
We demand
a different way to live,
a different way to live,
a different system.
a different system.
Revolution, nothing less.
Revolution, nothing less.
America was never great.
America was never great.
America was never great.
America was never great.
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Slavery, genocide, and war.
Slavery, genocide, and war.
5, 6, 7, 8.
5, 6, 7, 8.
America was never great.
America was never great.
America was never great.
America was never great.
Revolution, nothing less.
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 Man, this fucking flag, let's just rip that shit, yo. There you go. America is nothing to celebrate. There you go. That's why we are here. Because the crimes that this... they make it so hard to rip that shit up or burn that shit up because they swear that it's a sacred symbol. And on this day, on July 4th, when you're told to wave your American flag and to display it in pride and to be so proud to be an American, we are here to disrespect this flag. Because it does not represent the interests of humanity. And for all the reasons we've been talking about today, that it has the blood of the people of the world. I'm serious, one of these motherfuckers gotta go up in flames.
For the people of the world.
So we're gonna get ready to march. We're gonna go right up to Constitution Hall, right to the doorstep of the scene of the crime, where they wrote the founding fathers, right? They wrote, or they debated and they signed the US Constitution that right here behind me, we covered with blood to actually symbolize what this Constitution represents. That is not a constitution for freedom and democracy. You know, and what is even the basis of that freedom and democracy? The exploitation of the people of the world. Where our clothes come from, where the very food that we eat come from. The exploitation, the literal degradation and murder of our brothers and sisters all over the world. This is why we are here to say America is nothing to celebrate. And for everybody who has ever dreamed of a whole different way to live, or even wondered if that's possible, then you have to get with this revolution. You have to be part of going to work to get to a world without America and everything that America represents. And we are the RevComs, and we are here to declare our determination to get organized and bring forward what is required to bring this whole monstrosity of a system down at the soonest possible time, and to bury the fucking ashes of this American flag that is dripping with the blood of the people of the world, that would enable our brothers and sisters all over the world to stand up and to fight for revolution. And this Constitution for a new socialist republic in North America would back up the world revolution, and will back up our brothers and sisters all over the world that would be rising up and struggling to fight for a better world. Not the shit that this imperialist country does, where people rise up in different parts of the world. They come in with their tanks. They come in to put in place a leader that represents and helps their imperialist interests, that don't give a damn about the people of the world, that don't give a damn about the brutality that those people have to endure on a daily basis. But guess what? We do. Those are our brothers and sisters all over the world that are shedding blood unnecessarily. And that is why we are determined to bring this whole monstrosity of a system down and bring forward the people that are breaking, that are losing their allegiance with this country, that are seeing their interests with those all over the world that are fighting and are ready to put it all on the line to bring this whole system what we're calling on you to be part of. If you are sick and tired of living in a world where people are treated as less than human, then you gotta be part of this revolution. If you're seeing what's unfolding in the world today, just last year women had the right to abortion and now they don't. And an increasing attack against women and LGBTQ people. And if you're sitting at home agonizing and wondering why that is, there are answers to that. There's a way to understand where these fascists come from. There's a way to understand our fucking enemy and learn their weakness, which they have. They're not all powerful. We can bring them the fuck down, but that is on you too. That is on you. If you are agonizing about whether your little ones are gonna grow up in a world or even have a planet to grow up in, then you have a responsibility. Yes, in this fucking country, don't tell us that if we don't love this country, then we can pack our shit and leave. We're in this country and we're gonna motherfucking stay, and we're gonna get organized to bring this whole shit down, because we have a special responsibility as these crimes are being committed in our name. To take responsibility to bring together the forces required to bring this system down. So that is the call, the invitation, and the challenge that we're here, not just in Philadelphia, to put to you, but everywhere. Wherever you see the proclamation, "We are the RevComs," if you see that on your wall, if you see this "We need and we demand" statement up on your walls, this is the challenge that we are putting to you. Get with this revolution and be part of bringing forward what is required to bring this system down, not in the next 50 years, but in this moment. We don't have a lot of time. Things are shaping up where it can go somewhere very terrible, or somewhere very or truly emancipating, but that is up to us. So get with this revolution and let's march, y'all.
Go! There's a whole better way that the world can be!
So to march, okay, so people got the banner, so we're gonna gather behind the people wearing the Revolution Nothing Less t-shirt. We want people, Jamel, to get the chance one. There you go.
Glad you were able to speak. It's
Neil Body. Jonathan. Neil Body.
BHCRA.
You can look him up on the web.
We haven't, like this? Oh, I see.
Yes. All right. Let's let them know who we are. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slavery, genocide, and war. Slavery, genocide, and war. 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. America was never great. America was never great. America was never great. America was never great. Say 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slavery, genocide, and war. Slavery, genocide, and war. 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. America was never great. America was never great. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, sound great. Slavery, genocide, and war. Slavery, genocide, and war. 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. America was never great. America was never great. We together now, left, right, left. Let's go. Left,
great.
Say 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Slavery, genocide, and war.
Slavery, genocide, and war.
5, 6, 7, 8.
5, 6, 7, 8.
America was never great.
America was never great.
America was never great.
America was never great.
Say 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Slavery, genocide, and war.
Slavery, genocide, and war.
5, 6, 7, 8.
5, 6,
The
7, 8.
America was never great.
America was never great.
America was never great.
America was never great.
How do we get out of this mess?
Revolution, nothing less.
Revolution, nothing less.
Revolution, nothing less.
How do we get out of this mess?
How do we get out of this mess?
Revolution, nothing less.
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 Who are we?
Revolution Club.
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 All right. We're gonna do a little song for y'all. Is that all right? Goes like this. There's a whole better way that the world can be.
There's a whole better way that the world could be.
Make revolution, set humanity free.
Make revolution, set humanity free.
There's a whole better way that the world can be.
There's a whole better way that the world can be.
Make revolution, set humanity free.
Make revolution, set humanity free.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
And 1, 2, 3, let's go! America was never great. America was never great. America was never great.
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Genocide and war.
Slavery, genocide, and war.
5, 6, 7, 8.
5, 6, 7, 8.
America was never great.
America was never great.
America was never great.
America was never great.
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Slavery, genocide, and war.
Slavery, genocide, and war. 5, 6, 7, 8.
5, 6, 7, 8.
America was never great.
America was never great.
All right, RevCom. Who are we?
Revolution Club.
Who are we?
Revolution Club.
Who are we?
Revolution Club.
Who's our leader?
Paldegian.
Who's our leader?
Paldegian.
Revolution, nothing less.
Revolution, nothing less.
All right, y'all. So what we just did right here was shorting this imperialist rag for all the reasons we've been talking about today. That's right, and stomping on that shit. And the throwing it on the ground, the ripping it up. Fuck this flag, okay? All these people that feel so righteous, they're putting their fingers up at us, saying fuck us, no, fuck this imperialist rag, and all the crimes that it commits on the people of the world. Those are our brothers and sisters all over the world that this country is dominating, that this country is plundering and destroying and murdering and slaughtering. There's nothing to uphold about this shit. There's nothing to celebrate about this flag. There's nothing to celebrate about this imperialist flag. What there is something worth celebrating is that we have a constitution. That's right. We're here also to celebrate the fact that we have a constitution that would replace this imperialist system. We have a constitution. We have a constitution that would fight for really putting an end to all forms of exploitation and oppression. We don't have to stay within the ugly bounds of what this country represents. No, we're not. We shouldn't be putting our efforts to try to make this country better. We gotta put all our efforts, all our creativity and determination to bury this motherfucker at the soonest possible time. Putting all of our energies, all of our determination into implementing this Constitution. Get it out. Display it. Proudly display this Constitution, because we have a Constitution that is
geared towards putting an end to all forms of exploitation and oppression. That's why this shit needs to go up in flames. It shouldn't be respected, and none of y'all need to respect anything that this country represents.
That's right.
All of the crimes, all of the slaughterings, the occupation, the founding of this country from slavery, genocide, all the way down to today. Why would anybody want to celebrate any of that?
You know slavery started in Denmark?
We're here because we have a whole different way that the world can be. A different constitution. And anybody that wants to defend slavery, you go ahead and fucking do that.
Okay, what's his point?
We're here
So what?
to say, fuck this country and all its history, all the way down to today, that it's about exploitation, oppression, degradation of our brothers and sisters all over the world. We're here to reject all of that and to celebrate the fact that we have a constitution that would replace this U.S. Constitution. So that's what you all were just beautifully a part of. That's what you all just stepped one foot into the future. As Jamel read that quote earlier about imagining a world without America, that is what we're doing here today. And we're not only going to imagine it, but we're going to make it fucking real. So let's march back.
There's a whole better way that the world can be.
Make revolution, get humanity free.
Make revolution that humanity free.
There's a whole other way that the world can be.
There's a whole better way that the world can be.
Make revolution, get humanity free.
Make revolution that humanity free.
There's a whole better way that the world can be.
There's a whole better way.
That the world can be. Make revolution set humanity free. There's a whole better way that the world can be. Make revolution set humanity free. There's a whole better way that the world can be. Make revolution set humanity free.
Make revolution, get humanity
That sounds great. There's a whole better way that the world can be.
There's a whole better way that the world can be.
Make revolution set humanity free.
Make revolution, set humanity free.
There's a whole better way that the world can be.
There's a whole better way that the world can be.
Make revolution set humanity free.
Make revolution, set humanity free.
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Slavery, genocide, and war.
Slavery, genocide, and war.
5, 6, 7, 8.
5, 6, 7, 8.
America was never great.
America was never great.
America was never great.
America was never great.
Say 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Slavery, genocide, and war.
Slavery, genocide, and war.
5, 6, 7, 8.
5, 6, 7, 8.
America was never great.
America was never great.
America was never great.
America was never great.
Who are we?
Revolution Club.
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 Who's our leader?
Hallelujah.
Who's our leader?
Hallelujah.
Who's our leader?
Hallelujah.
Who's our leader? There's a whole better way that the world can be.
There's a whole better way that the world can be.
Make revolution set humanity free.
Make revolution, set humanity free.
There's a whole better way that the world can be.
There's a whole better way that the world can be.
Make revolution
revolution set humanity free. Make revolution set humanity free. Oh yeah, no, it is. It's like. Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's like my 4th of July tradition suddenly is like. Yeah, when it's like this, and a flag is like barbecue kid.
Do you want to kind of have the last word on the live stream here? It seems like it's kind of wrapped, but if you want to do a quick.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, so.
All right,
You can put the Constitution in the background there if you wanted to.
Yeah, sure.
So, you do not seem to have a fondness for the red, white, and blue, huh?
No, look, I mean, we're here to say their Constitution or our Constitution, right? On a day where you're supposed to have reverence for this document that enshrines slavery, that treats and codifies into law black people as 3/5 of a human being, right? That looks at and provides no kind of framework for emancipation whatsoever. This Constitution, they try to bend and stretch to try to give rights and amend and add rights to give rights to excluded groups. We're saying their Constitution is bankrupt. It has no hope for the future of humanity. From the fascists and the white supremacists, from the Trump administration to the Biden and the Democrats who have no fucking answers for their system, they both uphold that slave-holding document and that Constitution. And we say we actually have a Constitution that can get humanity free. Like, I challenge you to show me a Constitution in the history of countries coming into being that actually talks about ending war, not just in their country or for their people, but all across the planet, right? That's what we're talking about. Their Constitution or our Constitution, right? We actually have a way out of this shit. And that red, white, and blue blood-soaked rag, just like this fucking Constitution, is bathed in blood. From the moment that black and brown people were brought over here in slave chains, the genocidal removal and destruction of Native American lands, right? The oppressive shackles of patriarchy. Just last year, we just gone past a year of women being denied the right of abortion. What the fuck is there to celebrate on July 4th? What we need to actually celebrate is getting organized to overthrow this system. That's something to celebrate.
Can you talk about the decision to do it here in Philadelphia on the 4th of July?
Oh, for sure. I mean, we're right here, right in front of where the Declaration of Independence was signed. Historically, what they count back is the founding of America, right? But these were motherfuckers who all owned slaves while they're signing documents about the rights of man and citizen and encoding the most private or the most widely upheld right, which is that of property. That's what they're encoding, right? And so we're saying here on a day where there's so much reverence for America and so much jingoism, and at a time right now where there are increasing divisions at the top and it hasn't been more divided than the Civil War, we actually have the potential to make a revolution in this country. And we're calling it out in the same place at the scene of the crime where they founded theirs. Here is ours. And and you can compare it for yourself.
There's a point of view that I know people are going to have when they watch this video who oppose you guys, which is they're going to say the Constitution that you guys hate is what protects your right to do it. What do you say to the person who's gonna try to make that point?
Yeah, I mean, I think you can look at any of these amendments in the Constitution or the Bill of Rights, freedom of speech, right, for instance. But where did even that come from? Look, we burned flags today, right? Where did even that being considered First Amendment speech came from? That came from folks like Joey Johnson, communists who actually burned the flag, right, and considered that, first for it to be took it to court, to the Supreme Court, in order for it to be considered First Amendment speech, right? This is not something that they willingly give up, right? They have all kinds of rights that are included in their Constitution, but frankly, they will strip away those rights immediately if they come in under any threat of that same system. For black and brown people in this country, the Second Amendment does not exist, right? the right to bear arms. For black and brown people in this country, the Fourth Amendment, protections against search and seizures, does not exist, right? So they pick and choose their fucking rights, right? And their constitution has no framework for emancipating all of humanity, let alone the sections it claims to emancipate, which frankly was written for white men, white slaveholding men.
Kind of lastly, how do you go from where you are doing rallies and stuff like that to, you know, the document that you're holding in your hand? What's your plan?
Well, look, constitutions are not just pieces of paper, right? They're not just, wishes and pipe dreams. You look at the founding of any kind of nation, right? They are what actually congeals people together, right? And this Constitution, we're at a time right now where this Constitution on the right is openly being shredded and ripped up, the American Constitution, right? And on the left, there's no quarter for it to stand on, right? And so these kinds of documents actually have power, and we're in a situation right now that's fraught. When you think about the upcoming 2024 election, right, and everything that's at stake with that, when you think about the fact that these fascists would not let there be a 2028 election, let alone they're fighting to not make it, not to have a 2024 election, right? We're talking about a situation where things change dramatically in a shortened and sustained period of time, and we're entering into a period where there are all kinds of jolts. I mean, for all my people in New York City, we had orange skies in New York, right? Where whether it's the environment or the wars for empire, or what's coming down on black and brown people, or what's coming down on women and the right to abortion being removed, or the over 500 anti-trans, anti-LGBTQ laws that have actually been passed since just last year, right? People are being pushed into a cauldron of escalating crises. And it's going to be in that cauldron that actually revolutionaries are forged. And we're staking out this Constitution as a beacon for people to actually get with, to not just be left to the choices between these bankrupt Democrats and these outright white supremacist fascists. There's another way. That's how we get from here.